Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Quincy High School Gymnasium for high school basketball action between the Quincy High School Presidents and the North Quincy High School Red Raiders. My name is Jonathan Clary. I'll be doing play-by-play here today, and I'm being joined by Jim Tuvins, who's going to be doing color. Jim, in for another exciting game here at Quincy High.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to be back here. We're at Quincy this time. The first game this year was at North, and Quincy had great success in that outing. But this year, or rather this game, we're up at Quincy High School. We're sitting right under Mike Tucker's sound system, which should make for a great afternoon of coverage here. We're going to do the best we can. As you look at our camera, the officials and coaches have met. The captains have already been out at midcourt. We're about a minute away from start time. The girls from Quincy were in the locker room up until about 45 or so seconds ago, John. I know that they were talking a lot about the importance of this game and the fact that not only is it against the crosstown rival, but they need this game as they head toward the tournament. Coach Jeff Brett has the girls all pumped up.
All right, we want to let everyone know how the teams are doing so far this year. As you mentioned, Jim, Quincy does need this game to try to get into the tournament. Right now, they come in with a record of 8-9 overall and 6-5 in the Atlantic Coast League. Their last three games, last Friday they lost to they beat Plymouth North pretty easily by a score of 53-26. On Monday, Valentine's Day, they went down to Nauset and they won 53-51. Jessica Page hit a last-second shot with no time on the clock to win the game for the Presidents. Then this past Wednesday, they went down to Abington and lost by 3 points, 47-44. North Quincy, they come in 12-7 overall and 6-6 in the league. Last Friday, they lost to Woodman Hanson 56-42. On Monday, they lost to BR 61-38. And on Tuesday, they were able to pick up a win, beating Plymouth North by a score of 59-34. So both teams coming in here going in 2-3 in the past couple of games each. 1-2 in their last games. So we'll see how this game comes out. Both teams are looking to go into this game and go strong in for the tournament. And we'll see how it comes out here tonight.
Yeah, both the girls and the boys teams have had a rough final week and a half or so, particularly at North Quincy High. They've been bounced around a bit, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of energy in the gymnasium right now. The particular camera view you have, which is facing the bench area, you don't really see the fans, but the bleachers behind us are packed and the gym is ready to go. So it should be quite an outing here. We're going to have player intros in a moment, and then we'll be underway. Looking over to the bench area, I see Amanda Saylor. It looks like is not in uniform, which could be a big factor for North Quincy High School.
I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for coming to tonight's game.
All right, well, down to the PA announcer for introductions.
We've got a group of seniors we'd like to recognize tonight for all of their achievements and their contributions to the girls basketball program and the Quincy High School community. I'd like to ask their parents to come out on the court at this time.
Game here. They're going to have a little pre-game ceremony, John. This is always a nice touch. You see it in high schools all across the Commonwealth, but go back to the floor here for this pre-game ceremony.
Okay, our first senior tonight is a 2-year varsity player. She's had a tremendous career at Quincy High School, starting for our soccer and lacrosse teams as well. Plans to attend a 4-year college next year. We're happy to recognize Stephanie Kozlowski. She is escorted by Jessica Page. Our second senior is a 3-year varsity basketball player, also an all-scholastic in volleyball for Quincy High School. Captain of the varsity team, Nicole O'Sullivan. She is escorted by junior Terry Murphy. Our third senior is also a 3-year varsity player. Also, all-star volleyball, all-scholastic volleyball. Softball as well. Okay, tremendous athlete for Quincy High School. Captain of the varsity team, Rebecca Sorensen. Rebecca is escorted by junior Ashley Scott. We have a round of applause for our seniors and their families. Thank you.
Okay, we just had our senior ceremony here, honoring the 3 seniors for Quincy High School: Stephanie Kozlowski, Nicole O'Sullivan, and Rebecca Sorensen. So nice little ceremony honoring them. Now we're down for the player announcements.
Gymnasium for tonight's Atlantic Coast League contest between the Red Raiders of North Quincy High School and the Presidents of Quincy High School. Athletic programs at Quincy High School are primarily for student participants. The purpose of this activity is to provide learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth of the team. We are pleased to host our guests from North Quincy High School. The teams ask you to assume your responsibilities for good sportsmanship. Thank you for your cooperation. And now the starting lineup for the Red Raiders of North Quincy High School. At center, number 23, Elsie O'Connell. At forward, number 24, Rebecca Goro. At forward, number 25, Sarah Goro. At guard, number 32, Katie Peters. And at guard, number 42, Shauna Kelly. The Red Raiders are coached by Mr. Doug McFarland.
One of the little stories there is starting as a freshman and having had a great year all year for the Red Raiders is Rebecca Gorham for North Quincy High.
At forward, number 30, junior Jessica Page. At forward, number 42, senior Stephanie Kozlowski. At center, number 25, a senior Nicole O'Sullivan. And at guard, number 33, senior Rebecca Sorensen. The presidents are coached by Mr. Jeff Bresch. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to present from the Quincy High School class of 04, Miss Julie Andrews, who will sing our national anthem.
Thank you.
An outstanding rendition of our national anthem by Julie Andrews from Quincy High School. And that's going to get us underway here for the second matchup of the year between the Presidents and the Red Raiders.
Yeah, we mentioned the freshman Rebecca Gorham. Another little subplot here is on the Quincy bench, or I should say in for Quincy, one of the starters, number 31, Bridget Kyle, a sophomore. She was with the Red Raiders last year. Bridget grew up playing youth basketball with most of the girls on the North Quincy roster. Quite a ball player. She and Rebecca Gorham have played a lot of basketball together, so they'll be banging heads with each other. But today from different sides of the court here. So I'm sure that the Kyle residence has been all pumped up all week, and it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. Big game for both squads, John.
All right, starting lineups for North Quincy High School. Number 23, Elise O'Connell. Number 24, Rebecca Gorham. Number 25, Sarah Gorham. Number 32, Katie Peters. And number 42, Shauna Kelly. For the Presidents, number 25, Nicole O'Sullivan. Number 30, Jessica Page. Number 31, Bridget Kyle. Number 33, Rebecca Sorensen. And number 42, Stephanie Kozlowski. All right, it's going to be O'Sullivan and O'Connell taking the tips for each team. And O'Sullivan gets it and she passes off to Sorensen. Sorensen dishes it off, and it's good. Quick 2 points there for Quincy High School's Bridget Kyle.
Basket by Bridget Kyle.
Yeah, you hate to see the opposing team score right off the opening tap. Conversely, Quincy executed that beautifully.
All right, down the other end of the court there was Gorham taking a shot for North, and it's off. Rebounded by O'Sullivan. Sorensen's going to bring up now for the Presidents. Presidents trying to get into their offense. Kyle has it on the right side. She brings it up to the top of the key to Page. Sorensen brings it back over to Page, and down low is Kozlowski wide open. He brings it back out to Sorensen for a nice shot there, but she can't convert. Rebounded by Kozlowski.
Quincy in a 2-1-2 zone to start, John. North Quincy, rather. 2-1-2 zone defense to start.
All right, Quincy trying to get a shot off here. Some nice defense now by North Quincy in their zone. Sorensen jump comes in and takes a shot, and it's good. A nice shot there by Rebecca Sorensen.
Basket by Rebecca Sorensen.
Quincy's out to a quick 4-0 lead. All right, North comes down, and we're going to have a traveling violation on Sarah Gorman.
Yeah, that time Quincy came out man-to-man. North's been in a zone. Now they're coming out with a diamond-and-one press. They're going to come right at the Presidents. We'll see how they handle the pressure.
All right, taking it out was Kyle for the Quincy, and she was able to get it in to Page. And Page and Kyle are going to try to get it up, and Quincy gets cross court. O'Sullivan has it, and she's going to drive in, and a little turnaround jump is no good. She comes right back with another one, and it's off. Rebounded by North Quincy. Shauna Kelly's going to bring it up now for the Red Raiders. And she's being guarded by Sorensen. Cross the side, shot from North Quincy, and it's off. Rebecca Gorham with the shot there, rebounded. And North Quincy's trying to put up a couple of shots, and they just can't get one in. Kelly went up for a shot, and Gorham went up for a shot, and they just couldn't get it back. Quincy couldn't do any rebounding, though.
It's going to be North ball under. One of the problems, we'll talk about it more in depth as we move along here today, but one of the problems, this is a difficult gym for a visiting team to come in and shoot. We saw the Gorhams both miss with about 18-foot jumpers. It's going to be tough for North Quincy. They're going to have to get the ball inside. Although, there we go. That breaks my theory. Nice little jumper from the elbow. And the Red Raiders break the ice. It's 4-2 Quincy.
Yeah, that shot was by Shauna Kelly. She had a foot on the three-point line, so it was a 2. All right, Quincy's able to break the press. And just as they say that, nice defense there coming out of nowhere with Sarah Gorham. Rebecca Sorensen was trying to come across half court, and just as she did, the ball got swiped away from her. It's going to be President's ball still.
Yeah, North staying in there 2-1-2. They've extended it. It's a very extended defense. They're playing, really going aggressively at Quincy on the perimeter here.
All right, Quincy's moving the ball around their zone. Page for a three-pointer, and it's good from the corner. Jessica Page hits a three-pointer for Quincy High.
Nice job by Page, set up in the corner.
All right, North comes down the other end now, and driving in, going, it's going to be Rebecca Gorham, and taking the foul there is Jessica Page. So nice job by Page to stay in there and get the charging foul on Gorham.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that, John. She stepped right in. And Quincy, 7-2 lead here early on. They're playing very well.
Foul is on Rebecca Gorham. That is her first, team's first.
All right, again, North is in a press. Quincy's going to try to break it. Page now has it, comes into the center of the court. Looking for a little help now. And she picks up her dribble, gets off to Sorensen. Sorensen crosses half court over to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's going to drive in, and it's good. O'Sullivan drives right in and went strong to the hoop.
O'Sullivan.
9-2 Presidents up early here with 13 minutes left. North now has it, Gorham, and it is tipped away, and Quincy comes away with it. Bridget Kyle has it now.
Kyle did a nice job of pulling it up, slowing things down, and setting up the offense.
All right, Jessica Page throws it away, and it's picked off there by Gorham, and she's going to come up and take a nice little jumper for two.
Nice job by Rebecca. It's amazing to think she's only a freshman.
All right, Jessica Page has it now into the center of the court, and again, she picks up her dribble. Quincy's going to have a little more trouble, and it's going to take some time off the shot clock if they continue to pick up the dribble before they get across half court. Just as they say that, though, they make a nice great pass up to Nicole Sullivan, and she can't convert their layup, though. Down comes the Raiders. Gorham again at the foul line, and it's no good. And it's going to be off North Quincy. It's going to be President's ball.
North trying to get in the flow here defensively. They're really extending their half-court defense. They're pressing, really trying to pressure the Presidents. Presidents have handled that pressure well, though, early on, John.
All right, Page has it, and she gets across court to Sorensen underneath Kozlowski, and Sorensen decides to hold up. And it is stolen now by Gorham. Gorham's going to lead the fast break, and it's now picked off. Bad pass there by Gorham, and it's picked off there by Page. She's not going to come back the other way for the Presidents. She gives it off to Kyle, and no good. A little short jumper front rims it. Gorham now comes up for the Red Raiders and passing to the middle. And she was intending the pass there for Elise O'Connell, and it looks like she's going to get fouled there by Rebecca Sorensen.
Quincy foul on number 33, Rebecca Sorensen. That is her first foul, team's first.
All right, North will have it underneath the Quincy basket. Taking it out will be Sarah Gorham. And she goes up to the top of the key there for Katie Peters. Over to the right there for Kelly, and it's no good. Rebounded by Sorensen.
Nice ball movement on that inbounds by North. They got the shot they wanted. They just didn't hit it.
And Page now has it at the top for the Presidents. And she swings it across to Kyle. All right, Page has it, and it is picked off there by Shauna Kelly. Nice job there by Shauna to get the ball away. And she gets it across court now. Over to Peters. Peters dumps it off to Gorham, and Gorham goes in, and we're going to have a blocking foul on Nicole Sullivan.
Yeah, that time Sullivan was moving her feet as Gorham penetrated. Rebecca Gorham's done a nice job thus far. She just keeps taking the ball to the lane, trying to pressure that President defense. Got the call there.
Rebecca Gorham.
All right, Gorham hits the first. 9-5 with 11 minutes.
Ashley Scott replaces number 4.
And Ashley Scott's going to check into the game now for the Presidents. Gorham at the line for her second, and she converts both of them. All right, North continues to press the Presidents. And Quincy able to break it. Nicole Sullivan in the middle of the court. She's going to come across, and she's going to drive in, and no good, but she gets fouled on the play. Nice job there by Nicole Sullivan to drive in and draw the foul.
Yeah, you're right on that break. She did a great job, O'Sullivan did. And who was that foul on? I guess they got O'Connell. Yep.
All right, big arcing shot there by Nicole Sullivan. It's good for her first.
Her last foul was by Elise O'Connell, her first, team's third.
O'Sullivan's second, and that's good as well.
Nicole O'Sullivan converts on both free throws.
O'Sullivan's averaging just about 13 points in the season, so she's been the top scorer for the Presidents. All right, down the other end, Shauna Kelly was trying to get it down low to Gorham, and it was blocked there by the Presidents, and it looked like Bridget Kyle got a hand in there to knock it out of bounds. So the Red Rays will have it underneath now. And nice cut there, and it's blocked by Nicole Sullivan, and looks like they're going to call a foul. And it looks like they're going to get Ashley Scott on the foul.
Yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a dummy play. What they did is they stacked up 2 girls low on one side, and they just had a girl cut from the elbow down to the opening, and Quincy did not react well to that. So,
all right, Kelly's first is good. And Kelly's second shot is off the mark and is rebounded, however, by Gorham. Kelly now has it at the right elbow, back up to the top of the key. Nice ball movement by the Red Raiders, and a shot's taken by Peters. No good, rebounded there, and it looked like it was Sarah Gorham. Got the rebound and put it right back up for the Red Raiders. All right, the Presidents are doing a nice job here today, breaking the press. They've been able to pick up the ball and not stop dribbling before they get it across half court. And Nicole Sullivan lost it there and was taken away by Gorham. She passed off to her sister for 3, and it's good. 3-pointer there by Sarah Gorham.
Sarah Gorham for 3.
2 straight hoops by Sarah Gorham results in a Quincy timeout. Tell you one thing, I was talking earlier about shooting in this gym. If we get a shot of the gym at some point, the upper perimeter of the gym is painted white, and what happens is these rims, it really affects your depth perception when you come in here as a player. If you're not familiar, you look at the screen there. A great job by Gersh Sachs, our cameraman. That hoop is about 15 to 20 feet away from the wall, and it's got a white background, and your depth perception when you're playing in the gym early on is very difficult. You've got to adjust to it. So players like Sarah Gorham, who have a perimeter game primarily, are going to have difficulty starting out. Coach Brett sees Sarah adjusting, however, and now we may end up seeing the Quincy defense respond by extending, as North has throughout the first half thus far. So Brett's reacting early on to the fact that the Red Raiders are getting adjusted in the gym here, John, and we'll see some defensive changes, I'm sure, in how Quincy approaches things.
Sarah Gorham is averaging 11.5 points on the season, and she is the top scorer for the Red Raiders. As we heard in the introductions, she is an all-star, so she's been the captain of this team and the go-to person for the team, and so far she's coming out strong here tonight with 5 points.
Yeah, Sarah and her sister Rebecca, they've got all but 3 of the Red Raiders' 12 points here, 9 of the 12, so here comes Quincy against the press.
All right, Quincy spreads it out a little, and a nice play there, and to break the press. And actually, they aren't able to break it right away, but they do now. Gets it across half court to Nicole Sullivan. She gets off to Ashley Scott and finds a cutting Jessica Page in the middle. Nice passing there, and nice job by Page to cut into the middle.
Yeah, that was great execution by the Lady Presidents here to break that press. They did a great job.
All right, Raiders have it now, and Gorham passes down low to Kelly, and she's going to try to drive in, but she's going to get fouled there by Jessica Page on the baseline.
North Quincy continues to try to penetrate against this President defense.
Jessica Page.
That's 14 fouls for the Presidents. Gorham will pass it right into her sister Gorham, and no good there. And it was rebounded quickly by O'Sullivan, but she couldn't control it and goes out of bounds. So it'll say rate a ball underneath the net.
Yeah, you pointed out 14 fouls against the Presidents, John. So Red Raider offense thus far, it's really, they've done a good job of creating opportunities here and getting the Presidents in early foul trouble.
All right, quick pass in, and it was deflected by O'Sullivan, but it went right into the hands of Gorham, and they couldn't convert, but it looks like we're going to have another foul here.
Yeah, that was that little dummy play again. They ran a variation on it, but President's got to react better to the Red Raider inbound play under their own hoop.
All right, the Presidents will take it out. Again, North continues to press. Sorensen has it, and coming up from behind there was Katie Peters off Sorensen, and she was able to break it up and get it off to Gorham. She's going to drive in, and it's no good. Rebounded by Sorensen. A little out of control the Presidents are right now. They got to regroup. Paige is going to bring it across the court now, and she's going to slow it down and try to set up the offense for the Presidents. Ashley Scott back over to Paige. Gets over to Sorensen over the right side. She's going to take a couple steps in, looks for a cutting Page, gives it to her, and Page can't control. It was broken up there nicely by the Red Raiders, Elise O'Connell. Back down the other end now. Gorham has it. She goes towards the baseline, cuts back into the middle, and a little looping layup shot there. It's no good, and it was rebounded by Sorensen.
I think her coach might have called that a force shot as opposed to a looping layup. That was kind of you, John. Uh-oh, Elise O'Connell, I think, just picked up her third foul.
Yeah, I believe she did. Jessica Page drove baseline, and Elise O'Connell came in and blocked her, and that is her third foul.
Coach Doug McFarland reacting over on the bench. He's got to make a decision here. There's 2 foul shots, so he's got to get a sub in here on the second.
All right, and
He's coming with Kelly Barden.
yep.
The ball game,
O'Connell had a quick foul early in the game, and then she was good for the basketball 5-6 minutes. And in the last 10 seconds, she picked up 2 quick fouls, and she's going to come out of the game. All right, Page misses the second. And the Red Raiders will now come down the court. Gorham's going to take a little quick shot, and it's good off the glass. Gorham with another 2 points, and we are tied here at 14. All right, Sorensen gets it across half court, and Ashley Scott hit it, the ball, knocked it out of her hands, and Shauna Kelly came up and was unable to convert, though. The Presidents come right back. Bridget Kyle has it. She's going to stop, pass off the Page. She's going to drive in, and it's good. Nice layup there by Page.
I'll tell you, a great play, though, by Bridget Kyle. She got the ball, she took it to the middle. That gave her some options, and she hit the trailer coming up behind her on the left. Great decision by Bridget Kyle. Great discipline as well.
KP just passed it off. It was almost lost there by Rebecca Gorham, and it's now stolen by Nicole Sullivan. She's going to lay it in for 2 points.
Sullivan, timeout, North Quincy.
And as you heard our PA announcer here in the gym, a quick timeout there by North Quincy. They want to try to get together here and regroup and stop this run by the Presidents.
Yeah, one thing I've been observing about the North Quincy offense, they've been great in transition in terms of getting the ball right up the court. That's what you want to see a team do. They get it up very quickly. However, once they get it there, they've also been hurrying their shots. You don't necessarily have to take the first shot or force a shot that's presented. And I've been observing that the Red Raiders have consistently taken shots before they get to 20 seconds on the 30-second clock, meaning they've only had the ball for 8 to 10 seconds and they're shooting it. A lot of times it's the first shot presented. Down the other end of the floor, the Lady Presidents have been making that extra pass. They've really been taking better shots all along. It's interesting, the game's close. It's neck and neck. I think the Red Raider defense has been very effective, and the Lady President offense has been the better of the 2 offenses thus far. I'm sure Doug McFarland's telling his girls that once they get the ball, transition's important. You want to push it, but they've got to be a little more patient in their half-court offense.
All right, Quincy is on a 9-2 run. That's the other one of the good reasons that the North was forced to call a timeout. All right, in the game is Lauren Stilley for the Red Raiders, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds there by Red Raiders, and it's going to be President's ball.
Yeah, Lauren, only a sophomore. She's going to have a lot of ball handling responsibilities. She's had a great year for the Red Raiders.
All right, the Presidents have done a nice job breaking the press. Earlier in the game, they were taking their time trying to break it. Now they're going quickly in. We have a 3-point shot there by Rebecca Sorensen, and she gets fouled. So we're going to have 3 plus a foul shot for Sorensen.
That one was on Stilley at the perimeter. She picks up her first. Red Raiders have 5 team fouls now.
All right, so Sorensen comes to the line. Try to get a 4-point play, and she does.
Nice job by Rebecca Sorensen.
All right, so Quincy's now up by 7, 21-14, and going down the other end here. See, we're going to have an offensive foul. Looked like a charging call on Rebecca Gorham.
Yeah, the official was right there, and he caught Rebecca hooking in the low post. She spun to her left, but as she did, she put her left arm out, kind of hooked the defensive player, and the official had a nice clear look at that.
All right, Sorensen has in the middle of the court. Again, she quickly gets it across the timeline for the Presidents. Kyle has it now at the top of the key. She gives over to Page. Back over to Kyle, and President's again doing a nice job swinging the ball, trying to find the open person. Nicole Sullivan goes baseline, takes a little J, and it's off, and rebounded there by Gorham for the Red Raiders.
Nice rebound by Gorham in traffic. Here comes Sarah Gorham.
Quickly up the court was Sarah Gorham, and she did a nice job releasing. Presidents couldn't find that fast break person, and she went right up. Unfortunately, she missed the layup, and it would have been an easy 2 points there.
See, Sarah it is again. That's the third straight time under the President's hoop that North Quincy's had a little layup. Jeff Bretsch has to talk to the girls. They've got to adjust on that inbounds. That could be a factor at the end of the game.
All right, and back down the other end, down low is Ashley Scott, and she couldn't control it, and Gorham took it away from her, and as Ashley Scott tried to get it back, she fouled Gorham.
Quincy's 5th foul.
All right, Scott's second foul.
Scott's 2nd.
All right, Stilley brings it up the court and gives it off to Gorham, who's going to take a shot, and it's no good. Rebounded by her sister, who can't control and goes out of bounds. And they're going to say it was actually tipped out by Bridget Kyle.
Yeah, there again, that was the first shot presented. Gorham was open, but got to look for a better shot inside.
Nice job there by Shauna Kelly to cut a little out of control shot there. And again, Jim, the Red Raiders are coming out of the underneath shot and having a quick open shot. Baseball pass down the end of the court there from Jessica Page to Bridget Kyle, and she gets another 2 points.
From Jessica Page.
Bridget Kyle there released from her position, and no one followed her from the Red Raiders, and Page did a nice job of throwing the pass down the court to get her.
Yeah, Red Raiders may have to rethink their press. Has just not been a factor here thus far in this first half. Lady Presidents have handled it very well.
All right, again, Kyle released and went up the court, and she finds O'Sullivan, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Sarah Gorham. And Quincy is again on a big run here.
Yeah, another great pass by Bridget Kyle. Great look. She got the ball to a cutting Sorensen. Couldn't finish, but great look by Kyle.
All right, quick shot went up for the Presidents, and it's no good. The Red Raiders are trying to take a book out of the Presidents and pushing up the court quickly, but it's broken up there by Jessica Page, and she's going to bring it across now for the Presidents. Excuse me.
Yeah, sure enough, Red Raiders have made an adjustment. They've gone man-to-man now. They're changing the defense. They're going to go straight man.
O'Sullivan drives in, takes a shot, and it's no good. Rebounded by Barton. She gets it up to Kelly, and Kelly's going to bring it across. And she drives into the middle, and let's see, Gorham has it, gives up to Stilley, who's going to take a shot, and it's no good. And rebounded by the Raiders, excuse me, and in goes Sarah Gorham.
Basket by Sarah Gorham.
All right, Red Raiders go back to the press. Actually, it's going to do a full court press, but man-to-man. Page brings it across now. All right, they're calling offense. They're going to slow it down a little here. Page gets it off to Sorensen on the left elbow. Into O'Sullivan, turnaround jumper, and no good. She can't get a rebound back, but it's Kyle who goes right back up, and it's good. Bridget Kyle in the right place at the right time for the Presidents. Goes up for her 6th point of the night.
Well, that's no mistaking with Bridget Kyle. That's not fortune that she's there in the right place. She's really looked great thus far in the first half.
All right, down the other end now. A couple of shots up, rebounded by Barton, and she can't control. Kelly's going to bring it up to the top of the court and give up to Stilley and slow it down a little.
Yeah, the North Quincy girls have to do better in their shot selection.
All right, Gorham passes underneath to Kelly, and nothing was there. And we're going to have a 3-second violation, looks like on Kelly Barton.
Yeah, Kelly Barton, a junior, she's very experienced. She's played a lot of basketball. She was on a team coached by her dad that actually won a state title in the CYO tournament with Sacred Heart. So Kelly's a ball player. She's got her hands full, though, covering Quincy's big senior and Nicole O'Sullivan. She's been up to the task thus far.
All right, Nicole O'Sullivan again right down the court. And the Presidents have done a great job on the fast break here tonight to push the ball and make sure they can get some quick points down the other end.
Well, that was a baseball pass more than a fast break. A little sloppiness on the Red Raider defense, John.
All right, Gorham has it. She gets it down on the block to Kelly. Kelly's going to bring it back up. Give it off to Gorham again. She's going to drive in and misses the shot, and she's going to get fouled. We're going to have a blocking call on Ashley Scott of the Presidents. And that's her 3rd foul.
Quincy foul on number 24, Ashley Scott. That's her third, team sixth at the line for North Quincy, Sarah Gorham.
All right, Gorham's first is no good. All right, coming into the game is Kozlowski and Bridget Kyle for the Presidents. And taking a rest is O'Sullivan and Ashley Scott.
Game, along with number 42, Stephanie Kozlowski.
Jeff Bresch only has 9 players. He's frequently had a somewhat undermanned team when he's coached here at Quincy. There's the rebound off the foul shot. Another force.
All right, and a couple of close shots for the Red Raiders, and they just can't convert.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff Bresch does a nice job, though, of getting girls in and out, substituting, giving them a little break. He got Kyle out for a little breather there, got her right back in. Coach McFarland, Doug McFarland, trying to do the same thing, get the girls a break. There's 3:22 to go in this first half.
All right, Megan Tobin's in the game for the Presidents, and checking back in for the Red Raiders is Rebecca Gorham, and first time tonight we have Caitlin Mark. All right, shots rebounded it by Jessica Page, and she's gonna press it now for the Presidents, and she's gonna go right in untouched for 2 points.
Great job by Paige. No one picked her up, no one stopped her. She just kept going with the flow. Nice decision.
29-18, Presidents on top with just under 3 minutes now in the first half. Kelly Barton goes up for 2, and it's good. Nice job there by Kelly Barton to take a stop, pop, and shoot. All right, Sorensen now has it for the Presidents. Being guarded by Katie Peters. She's able to break and get across court. Jessica Page has it. Gives it back off to Sorensen now, who's going to go into the paint. Dump it off for Tobin for a three-pointer. No good. Had an open look, but just couldn't convert it. Page got the rebound and tried to go for a shot, and it looks like she collided there with Barton. Quickly up the court now for the Red Raiders. And we're going to have a foul. Looks like Rebecca Sorensen got a piece of Katie Peters as she took a shot.
Yeah, that was a tough trip up and down the court for Rebecca Sorensen. She got knocked to the ground. She really came limping back up the court. And as she got back into the play, she found herself right on top of Katie Peters, who was taking a jumper, reached in and got caught. Peters, one of the captains here, John, for the Red Raiders, had a great year in soccer for Coach Paul Brigoli and has followed up with another great season here with the basketball team, leading the Red Raiders for Doug McFarland. 2 for 2 from the line for Katie Peters.
All right, Page now has it for the Presidents coming across half court. She dumps off to Kyle. Kyle skips pass it over to Sorensen. Page is going to have it at the top of the key, and it's good just inside the three-point line. Jessica Page has it. She's having a great game here tonight for the Presidents with 11 points. 12 points, excuse me.
Got her for 12, I'm sorry.
All right, Shauna Kelly dumps it off now for Peters, being guarded by Sorensen. She's going to dump it off now for Gorham. Gorham's going to drive in, and no good. And might have been a foul. And see, it looks like Bridget Kyle kind of got hit in the head there when Gorham went up for the shot.
Yeah, she's holding her right eye. Official stopped the play, but she's trying to stay in the game here.
All right,
I'll tell you again, I'm sorry, John. I was going to say, that's just another case, though, of poor shot selection by the Red Raiders. They're really forcing the ball here. Rather than moving it a bit and getting something in the sequence here, they're forcing the ball, and the Presidents doing a nice job here of holding their ground under the hoop.
All right, driving in is Bridget Kyle, and she comes right back, and she's going to get fouled. Checking in was Mary Beth Torpy. All right, looks like Caitlin Mark's been called for the foul. So the Presidents have 2 freshmen in the game right now, and they're still holding strong. Kyle's first shot is no good.
Yeah, the Presidents have a 9-point lead. They've kept that lead between 7 and 9 since we passed about the 7-minute mark here. So they've really sustained their lead. They've done a nice job keeping the Red Raiders off balance.
All right, second one is good for Kyle. So 32-22 now. Presidents up by 10. 1:25 left here in the first half. Gorham has it. Nice bounce pass underneath, and nice ball movement there by the Red Raiders. Went over to Kelly, And Shauna Kelly lost her balance but gave it right underneath to Sarah Gorham for 2 points. All right, Paige now has it top of the key for the Presidents, trying to run the offense and find something. She's going to give it off to Nicole Sullivan. Sullivan's trying to work it down on the Page, and she does get it to her, but Cage can't get it. Right back on to Sullivan, who goes up for the turnaround J, and it's no good. Rebounded by Gorham. She's going to bring it up quickly now for the Red Raiders, and going right in for a layup, but it's no good. It was Rebecca Gorham just trying to push the ball. Marybeth Torpy comes up now for a layup, and no good. Rest of letting them play here. That call could have gone either way underneath the basket. Caitlin Mark could have been called for a blocking foul, or Torpy could have been called for a charging, but the rest let him play. All right, Bridget Kyle will pass it in now for the Presidents. Over to Tobin. Tobin gives it off to Torpy. Kyle has it, brings it up the top of the key. Underneath to Bridget Kyle, and good for Kyle.
Bridget Kyle.
Kyle's having a nice game here tonight too, with 9 points.
Yeah, but more impressive is how smart she's been playing. She's been doing a lot of nice things out there that haven't put points on the scoreboard, but they freed up teammates or other things. She's just been very alert. And she's only a sophomore, as we said earlier, John.
Right. All right, the shot was rebounded by Torpy, and she brought it up quickly and gets off to Kyle. Excuse me, to Paige. Paige drives in and gets it. The hoop and the harm, and he goes in for Jessica Page.
Jessica Page for 2.
Another 2 points. And the Presidents now up by 12 with 2 seconds left here in the half.
Yeah, that's a tough one. When you're under 10 seconds, you hear coaches all over the Commonwealth yelling out, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul.
That is your 3rd.
And not only was there a foul there, but it's a 3-point play by Page, so critical mistake.
All right, Red Raiders got a shot off real quick by Sarah Gorham, and she couldn't get in. So at the half, the Presidents are up by a score of 37-24. It all turned around there, Jim, with about 8 minutes left in the half, and the Presidents had to call a timeout. They were trailing by a score of 12-9, and since then they've turned it around and now up by 13.
All the kind of soda, water, whatever you like to have.
All right, so at halftime, the Presidents are up by a score of 37-24. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with second half action after this.
And
welcome back to the Quincy High School Gymnasium, where the Presidents are up on top by a score of 37-24. My name is John Caleri, being joined by Jim Timmons. Quickly, we're going to go over the first half stats. For the Presidents, Nicole Sullivan has 8 points. Jessica Page has 15. Bridget Kyle has 9. And Rebecca Sorensen has 5. At one point, we thought she hit a 3-pointer and got fouled for a total of 4 points. However, we were told at halftime that the 3-pointer, she had a foot on the line. It was only counted as a 2. So there was no 3-point in there. So that adds up to 37 for the Presidents. For North Quincy, Rebecca Gorham has 6, Sarah Gorham has 9, Kelly Barden has 2, Katie Peters has 2, and Shauna Kelly has 5 for a total of 24. Jim, your analysis so far of the first half?
Well, it was a little tough first half for North Quincy. They played well defensively. Their press had absolutely no effect on the Presidents. It didn't really influence the tempo at all on the Presidents' offense. It didn't result in any turnovers. So with about 6 minutes to go, Coach Doug McFarland, reacting to that fact, changed things defensively. He went man-to-man. The theme in the Red Raider defense the whole half was pressure. They went with a full-court press, and then they were in a zone, and they extended it, meaning that they didn't pack in and stay in the lane. They were out trying to pressure people. And then when they changed from that, it was to go to a man-to-man, and they were very aggressive with that as well. The Presidents handled all of that pressure very well throughout the first half. 37 points is a good chunk to put up on the board in the first half of a game. On the offensive end, the Red Raiders were very, very impatient, poor shot selection, forced a lot of shots, and I'm sure that's something that Doug McFarland is addressing or has addressed at halftime. The girls are just getting out of the locker room now. On the other side of the ball, the Lady Presidents great job handling the Red Raider pressure. They did a really first-rate job. In particular, I thought Bridget Kyle was super, and the first half of basketball put up by Jessica Page was just phenomenal. You mentioned that she had 15 points. Not only did she put up a lot of points, but the way she did it, she just really had a fabulous first half. Hit some jumpers, had a three-pointer, nice penetrations at time. Paige and Kyle were super for the Lady Presidents. Sorensen did a nice job down low for them. Scott's in foul trouble, but I think that's going to be not a big factor for the Presidents, or at least not as big a factor as the fact that Elise O'Connell's got 3 for the Red Raiders. So the Presidents did a nice job. They played the first half they wanted to. That's certain. And as a result, they're up 37-24. They're going to get the ball to start the half. We're going to have to see what the Red Raiders can do to close this gap here. And here go the Presidents, John, with Kyle putting the ball in play.
Yeah, the Presidents ended the first half on a 28-12 run. At about 8 minutes, Coach Jeff Bretsch called a timeout. They were trailing by a score of 12-9. And from that point on, they just got on fire, and they were pushing the ball and doing exactly what they wanted to do on offense. And they went on a 28-12 run. All right, down on the block there, Nicole Sullivan went up for a shot, and she got fouled. We'll see who the foul is called on.
Foul on number 23, Elise O'Connell.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge.
At the line shooting.
Red Raiders just lost their center for the really the balance of the game here.
All right, O'Sullivan's first shot is no good. And as you said, Elise O'Connell must come out of the game just because she cannot risk any more fouls. We'll probably see her with 5-6 minutes left, depending on what the score is. All right, O'Sullivan at the line for her second, and she hits the second. Also in foul trouble is Rebecca Gorham for North Quincy with 3 fouls. All right, back down the other end. Gorham went up for a quick shot and it was no good. Rebounded by O'Sullivan, but it gets taken away there quickly by Katie Peters, number 32. All right, Gorham for the corner, hits a nice 2-point shot there to get North on the board.
What a huge turnaround there by as a result of the play by Caitlin Peters. Quincy had a breakaway. Peters stole the ball. They got it to Gorham for the quick jumper.
Nice job there by Page, again coming up with a big steal to knock it down over to Sorensen, who's going to push it up now. So just as North Quincy might look to get some momentum here with a quick 4 points, Jessica Page comes up with a nice steal, and Quincy's able to slow down the pace a little.
Yeah, again, now here's Jeff Bretsch's coaching here. He told the girls, we're up by 13. When we get the ball, we're going to run the clock down. The clock's your ally. Run it down. Take some time off it.
All right, shot there was blocked. Actually Scott had a shot blocked, and it looked like Gorham blocked it. Back down the other end, going up for a kind of a wild shot there was Rebecca Gorham, and it's rebounded now by Bridget Kyle. Sorensen now has it at the corner. She's going to drive in towards the middle. Again, the President's looking for an open shot and taking some time off the clock.
Yeah, they're going to pass the ball around the perimeter and then look in. Red Raiders are in a man-to-man, so it's a little tough to run time against a man-to-man because you've got pressure right on you at all times. But the President's doing a nice job working the ball around the perimeter. See if they continue to work the clock. They get it out and pull it back out to Page.
Caitlin Mark checks back in the game for the Red Raiders, and Rebecca Gorham's going to take a seat. Bridget Kyle dumps it off now for Sorensen. Sorensen goes into the middle to Page. She's going to drive in, and there was no foul called. She was looking for one, but none was called. Red Raiders have it now. Kelly brings it across. He's going to give it off to Peters. Peters off to Barton. And Mark at the top of the key for a shot, and no good. And let's see, it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Nicole Sullivan, so it'll be Red Raiders ball.
Well, I'll tell you again, we talked about the fact Doug McFarland would be making adjustments. He did. There's Barton on that little inbound play. I thought that Coach Bretsch would cure that one, but they still haven't. But Doug McFarland clearly talked to the Red Raiders. That time they ran a play, got a shot. They missed the shot, but at least they ran their offense. Down 10 now. The Red Raiders have cut the lead to 10. See how the Presidents react.
All right. Running into each other with Page and Kyle, but Kyle's able to come up with it. Sorensen now has the top of the key. She gets it off to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's going to drive in, turnaround jumper is no good. And see, we're going to have a foul there. Looks like Rebecca Sorensen went over the back of Sarah Gorham.
Nice boxing out. That was something we didn't talk about in the first half. I noticed it by both teams, but particularly the Red Raiders. Red Raiders did a nice job of boxing out, and that time a good box out down low resulted in the call against Sorensen. Most officials, if they see that you've got a girl on your back and you're boxing, if that girl jumps and reaches for the ball, you're going to get a call.
Ball game of Megan Tobin.
Young players don't understand the importance of putting in that effort to boxing out.
The last foul
And
was on Rebecca Sorensen.
resulted in a
That is her
call
third,
against the Presidents.
team's first.
That was a big foul on Sorensen. She picked up her third.
Yep, so she'll be forced to come out of the game as well. All right, yeah, little luck there for the Red Raiders. It was a pass off to Shauna Kelly. She couldn't convert it, or handle it, excuse me.
Shauna Kelly.
And went right back to Sarah Gorham. And Kelly did a nice job of cutting towards the basket, and Gorham found her down low for a quick 2 points. And 38-30 is now the score with the Presidents still on top.
Yeah, again, the Red Raiders, they ran a play. The play was to get Gorham a shot at the top of the key. She missed it. And down low was Kelly to rebound and put it in. But at least they ran the offense that time. You can tell that Doug McFarland noted the impatience and the bad shots, and he told the girls they had to come out and run their offense. They started the half down 11. They've got the lead at 8. You like to see the lead at single digits as you come up around 5 minutes, and they've already got it at 8 with 12:56 to go. So Red Raiders keep running the offense and keep up with their patience. They can get back in the game. The other side of the ball, Jeff Bretsch, we saw him do this in the first half. He's not afraid to call an early timeout if he sees something he doesn't like. And you recall, John, you mentioned it early on about the fact that at a certain point in the half, the Lady Presidents took over the game. And we'll see if they don't calm things down again and stretch that lead back after Bretsch gets the timeout. I'm sure he's making some adjustments here to react to the fact that the Red Raiders are slowing down their offense.
All right, back to a full court press go the Red Raiders. Going to see if they can pick it up this time and have it work for them. Doesn't work that time, and the Presidents are able to break it. Paige now has it at the top of the key, taking her time. Bridget Kyle has it. Nice defense there by Katie Peters, but Kyle's going to drive in, and no good. Had a nice open shot there and couldn't convert.
I'll tell you, I respectfully disagree with you about that press. That time, all the Red Raiders were doing, that was kind of a tempo press, trying to slow down the Presidents. The Red Raiders are going to be in man-to-man. Looks like they're going to use that press just to have the Presidents bring the ball up slowly and to keep control over what's going on. Sometimes in the man-to-man, things can get a little helter-skelter. You can result in layups. Looked like McFarland that time just had the girls use a little passive press to affect the President tempo.
All right, down that end was Nicole Sullivan for turnaround jumper. It was no good. Rebounded by Barton, who pushed the break. All right, down the other end now is a missed shot by the Red Raiders, and it's rebounded by the Presidents. Tobin back in the game. She checked in for Sorensen. Nice pass to Kyle, who can't convert. Hit the back rim a couple times, and we're going to have a jump ball now. Red Raiders were looking for an over-the-back call by Nicole Sullivan. She had both her arms around the back of Peters, but it looked like she had just the ball.
Well, that time they both went up and got the ball together, and then when Caitlin pulled the ball down, she put her on her back. So that's why there was a good no call there. Presidents are a little cold to come out and start the second half. That's all this is. They've got some good shots, and they've missed them. Bretsch has shown good composure over on the bench in that regard. He hasn't panicked at all, neither of his girls.
All right, we have another jump ball. It'll be the President's ball this time. Again, as you said, a little tempo press for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, you see the difference here. They're backing off. Now they're into the man-to-man. They're not going after the ball the way they did in the first half. They're just trying to control things, that's all. Now get into that gritty man-to-man. Kelly Barton reached around and got the call here.
There's a nice entry pass there. Looked like from from Ashley Scott down underneath to O'Sullivan. And Barton reached in with the foul.
the ball game for North Quincy.
All right, Lauren Stilley is going to check in.
34, Caitlin Mark.
Kyle's going to have it. She gets it off the Paige. Paige takes a couple dribbles, goes in, and hits a nice jumper. A couple feet inside the three-point line.
There you go. I'll tell you, the shooting as a way of evening out. The Lady President has been cold for about 5 minutes. We'll look for them to start hitting some shots here as the percentages even off. Tough runner there.
Definitely.
Nice hoop by Kelly.
All right, the lead is still 8 for the Presidents at 40-32. Kyle has it, gives it off to Scott, and was trying to find Tobin underneath now to O'Sullivan, and she gets fouled, and looks like Barton's going to pick up her second foul here quickly.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you got to give great credit to O'Sullivan.
North Quincy foul on number 31, Kelly Barton. That is her second, team's third at the line.
All right, O'Sullivan's going to go to the line for 2. We're at 10:54 now here left in the game.
Elise O'Connell's on the bench with 3. Kelly Barton just picked up her second.
And
And they've all been the result of trying to guard O'Sullivan. She's doing a nice job of being physical down low, working, getting good position, putting these defenders in a tough spot here.
Sorensen checks back in the game for Scott. O'Sullivan's second shot is good. All
Sullivan converts 1 of 2, 10:53 to go in the
right, the Red
second
Raiders
half. 41,
come down. 41-32 is the lead. Stilley has it. She gives it off to Gorham, who drives in, and it's good.
Tough shot in traffic by Sarah Gorham. Again, they ran their offense, though.
O'Sullivan has it. Nice job there quickly to come up there was Katie Peters to take it away from O'Sullivan, who didn't see her from behind.
Yeah, Katie Peters, a real spark plug. She made a couple of nice plays in the first half. That was a nice steal there.
All right, driving in now for the was Gorham for the Red Raiders, and she gets another 2 points quickly. Sorensen has it, trying to get the ball across the court, and she does. And
Timeout.
it looks like we're going to have another timeout by Jeff Bretsch. 41-36 is the score with 10:10 left here in the game.
Yeah, what Bretsch did, which was smart, and I think it's a type of thing you like to see in a coach who's got a little bit of composure. After the runner by Gorham, the lead's cut to 5. The Red Raiders are jumping around. There's a lot of excitement. He let his girls inbound the ball, bring it up to the half-court stripe, and then he called the timeout. What that does is it takes a little bit of the edge off the timeout. It doesn't look like you're panicking or reacting to the Red Raider play. He had a little composure. They got it up to half-court. Now they'll inbound the ball in the offensive end, and they'll go at it. So I've been impressed thus far with how both coaches have handled the game. Brett's doing a nice job, and Doug McFarland clearly made some adjustments in the locker room at halftime, and the Lady Red Raiders have come out, cut the lead down to 5. They've done a nice job of running their offense, so looks like it's going to be an exciting final 10 minutes here, John.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Sarah Gorham's come out here in the second half with 6 points to lead the way, and they've been going to her to try to get some key baskets, and she's been converting so far for them.
Tell you, John, we mentioned this at the start. We're sitting right next to Mike Tucker and his sound system. I feel like I'm in the old Philadelphia Spectrum with Dave Zinkoff, their renowned announcer. I'm dating myself, John. You were probably a tiny little baby at the time, but
I know the Spectrum, but I
like,
don't know him.
Yeah,
so.
Dave Zinkoff, a renowned figure. And Mike Tucker's got a little of Zinkoff in him when he makes his calls here.
All right, and we're going to have a 5-second violation there by Rebecca Sorensen. She could not do anything with the ball, and she couldn't move forward with it. Nice defense there by Peters.
No, that was spectacular defense by Caitlin Peters. Unbelievable stuff. That was great stuff. The second great defensive play Peters has made during this run.
All right, Gorham comes in and can't get a good shot off, and it was an air ball rebounded there by O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan now gives it off to Paige. O'Sullivan has it back again at the elbow. She's going to try driving against Barton, and she does, and it's good. Nice turnaround jumper by Nicole O'Sullivan.
Big hope for a big hoop for the Presidents. No hesitation there by O'Sullivan.
All right, going around was Stilley, and she has it back. Now at the top of the key. Red Raiders a little bit more patient now, trying to run their offense, and you see runners cutting in and out of the lane.
Yeah, I like to see this, and from the Red Raider perspective, this is what they wanted to do. Gorham hits the shot. It looked like they gave her a little NBA continuation on that one. She got hit, and the shot went up a half step, and a few seconds later, Jeff Bretsch doesn't like the call at all.
The Red Raiders are running her offense down the low block, and they just kind of have a wheel going. They're running her screens and running around, and they're trying to get Gorham open. She cut through the lane 3 times before she finally got the ball and went up for the hoop and got the foul as well.
Yeah, nice job again, running an offense. It's made a huge difference in the second half. Gorham sticks the foul shot, gets an old-fashioned three-pointer, and the game is 4 now. It's 43-39 Presidents.
All right, Page is bringing it up now for the Presidents. At the top of the key, Presidents being patient, trying to find an open person. Actually, Scott has it, gives it underneath to O'Cole Sullivan. Bad pass, and she couldn't control it, and it's taken now by Shauna Kelly. She has Barton to her left. She's going to give it to her, and it's good. Kelly Barton coming up with a big basket and cuts it to 2, 43-41.
Barton did a nice job of staying in the play, running her lane, and got the layup there. 43-41 Presidents. They've been ice cold this half. As I said, John, that has a way of evening out. We'll look in the final 5 or 6 minutes for more of the Presidents' shots to fall, but right now they're in a cold spell.
All right, nice entry pass there by Tobin to find O'Sullivan in the paint. She turned around and got fouled, so she'll go to the line for 2. And it looks like Barton's going to get called for her 3rd foul.
Yeah, you can tell what Bretsch said. Bretsch is aware that they're having shooting problems here. And the last 3 times they've come down, each time they've been going to O'Sullivan. They're trying to get the ball inside. They're banging it in. And there's no question that's where they're going to go. Bretsch knows they're in a little bit of a cold spell. And he told them, I want the ball going inside. And that's what the Lady Presidents have done. Both teams doing a nice job of reacting to the ebb and flow of the game thus far, John.
I want to mention real quick, over on the Quincy bench is Bridget Kyle, and she's being attended to by the trainer. It looks like she went down earlier in the game, and she might have hit her head or got an elbow to the head, and you can see there she's holding her head, and she might have a headache or kind of a little dizziness. So we haven't seen her in the second half yet, and you can see the trainer right there has the flashlight out, and maybe they look like she has a slight concussion maybe by the way the trainer's looking at her there, Jim.
Yeah, good point. I had missed the fact that Bridget's been out of the game. That's got to be a huge factor for the Presidents because she's kind of the glue on the offense there, you know. We've seen that Paige has not, she scored 1 hoop this second half, and Paige is a nice complement to Kyle. She was getting a lot of shots as a result of Kyle's efforts turning the ball over to her, and Jessica's out there alone now without that type of help. So glad you noticed that, John. That's a huge factor here for the Presidents, losing Bridget Kyle.
Real quick, foul trouble for both teams. North, Elise O'Connell has 4, and she's been on the bench since the beginning of the half. Rebecca Gorham has 3, and Kelly Barton has 3. For the Presidents, O'Sullivan makes the second. For the Presidents, Ashley Scott has 3, and Sorensen has 3.
O'Sullivan's done a great job. She's 6 for 7 from the line. That was Barton on the board. Nice job. She's got 6 points this half.
And just as O'Sullivan hit both free throws for the Presidents, Red Raiders come right back and Barton hits 2. So it's still a 2-point game, 45-43. We're at 8 minutes now. O'Sullivan has on the block. She couldn't get a shot off. Into the paint now to Sorensen. She goes up, and it's no good. She gets her own rebound and puts it right back up. So Rebecca Sorensen comes up with her first points of the half, excuse me.
Yeah, Caitlin Peters has just blanketed her this half. Played phenomenal defense.
All right, Red Raiders back on the end now. Gorham has the top of the key. She's going to drive in, dumps it off for Peters, and shooting for Stilley, and it's good. Stilley with 2 points.
Now that was a nice shot. She was wide open and she stuck it. Red Raiders sticking with their offense. They're taking their time, turning over some good shots the second half. 47-45 Presidents.
Presidents come back now. Page has it, dumps it off for Scott, who takes a shot, and it's no good. Rebounded by Stilley. Stilley's going to run up the court, try to press it a little. She's going to stop at the foul line, and it was a poor shot there. Looks like she put way too much into it, but rebounded there, fortunately, by the Red Raiders. And we're going to have a backcourt violation by the Red Raiders now. So as they came down, looking to keep things tight, Stilley forced a shot there, put a little too much on it.
Doug McFarland doing a nice job, though. He got up and he gave a little signal to Lauren Stilley very calmly, telling her to relax. Didn't yell at her or anything, so that's what you got to do when players make mistakes. Got the message out to her and see if things don't calm down a bit there for Lauren.
All right, Paige now has the top of the key. She takes a shot. She's going to drive in, and it is taken away there by Barden. She just reached in and took it away. Gorham has it at the top of the key. She shoots, and it's no good. It would have been a two-pointer. She had a foot on the line, but a quick shot there, and I'm sure they would have liked to have taken a little bit more time for a better shot.
Yeah, that's 2 times down the floor now, consecutive times where the Red Raiders have fallen back into their first half bad habits.
All right, so Paige gives off to Sorensen, down into Nicole Sullivan for a turnaround jumper, and in and out, no good. That's Nicole Sullivan's bread and butter here tonight, that turnaround jumper in the paint. Stilley now has it. She's trying to set up the offense. Go over to the left now, to the left side to Barden. She's going to drive in and puts it up, and it's good.
I'll tell you, Kelly Barden having a great second half for herself. 8 points, done a nice job defensively, rebounding. It's a great half for Kelly Barden, helping the Red Raiders in the game here. They're now tied for the first time since early on in the first half.
All right, Sorensen drives baseline for the reverse layup, and it's no good. And rebounded by Barden. So we are tied at 47 with 5:40 left here in the game. Red Raiders have the opportunity to go ahead since it was by a score of 12-12. All right, Gorham has it on the side. Gets it back up now to Stilley. Over now to Shauna Kelly. Shauna's looking to do something with it. Gives off to Gorham. A little give and go from Gorham to Kelly, and they couldn't control. And actually was knocked out of bounds by Paige.
Yeah, the Presidents are in a man-to-man defense. Red Raiders reacting by running what's called a double stack offense. They're just keeping everything simple, trying to jam the ball in. There it is again, folks, the little dummy play. Gorham to Gorham. Rebecca Gorham missed the layup, but she's going to the line. The Presidents have got to react to that inbounds play. We said in the first half that could be a factor toward the end of the game, and they've got to solve it. They've turned over 5 or 6 layups here in this game, John.
Yeah, they have.
Somewhat unprecedented.
That out-of-bounds play underneath the net, the Presidents just aren't getting their hands in between the defender and the ball. And this is an open lane, and the Red Raiders have been taking advantage of it. And if you got a hand in there, that takes away that lane, and they can't pass it.
Well, that or get your body in there. They got to do something. Gorham 2 for 2, and guess what? The Red Raiders with their first lead of the game here, 49-47. Ladies, young ladies out there have got to watch Caitlin Peters play defense. This is how they teach you at summer camp. She has just been phenomenal. Sorensen has got to be completely frustrated.
Nice turnaround jumper there by O'Sullivan. As we mentioned, she's been going to that shot, and it's been working most of the night here. And she went right over the top of Elise O'Connell, who's back in the game.
That was 2.
Shauna Kelly for 2.
Kelly right at the arc. Credit for 2.
And
Timeout. Quincy.
all right, looks like Jeff Bretsch calls another timeout.
Yeah, Red Raiders have a 2-point lead. We got both clubs just going at each other here, man-to-man defense. And I'll tell you, again, for our young viewers, they've got to watch the job that Katie Peters is doing out there. And we've got to watch how Rebecca Sorensen reacts as the game goes on here. She's got to be completely frustrated. There's nothing worse than having a player like Katie Peters covering you. She has just been dug in from one foul line all the way down the court to the other end. And Sorensen showing good composure thus far, handling that pressure. But they've taken Sorensen out of the offense completely. You noted Bridget Kyle has now got a warm-up top on. She's got to be done for the game. And that's a huge factor for the Presidents. They're just undermanned here. And we can't emphasize that enough. This isn't the same team in the second half that got that, what was it, a 13-point lead. So we're going to see how the Lady Presidents react here. They're down. They're on their home court. It's a big game against a crosstown rival, and we'll see if North can close the deal here as they've crawled back into it and actually outscored the Presidents by 15 points thus far in the second half to capture a 2-point lead.
51-49 with 4:42 left here in the game. The President's going to take it out of bounds. Tobin passes it into Sorensen. Sorensen working again. Great defense by Peters. Sorensen picks up the dribble over now to Page. Page has it over to Tobin. Sorensen has it now, drives baseline and couldn't get a shot off. She lost the dribble and is taken away there. And looks like we might have a jump ball. And actually, no, we're going to have a foul.
Yeah, Elise O'Connell is back in the game. Coach McFarland has made the change. Kelly Barden is out. I'm sure he might have taken Kelly out the way she was playing just because she's exhausted, but a phenomenal second half for Barden. So they're going to go with O'Connell, who's got 4, and Sorensen just picked up her 4th, John.
Yeah, actually, Scott also has 4, but she's on the bench right now. All right, and looks like we're going to have a traveling violation. Basket's no good. So 51-49 is still the score.
Presidents with their full court, Red Raiders rather, with their full court man-to-man pressure. Presidents get it into Sorensen, who's trapped here.
Yep, they're going for the trap now, and it's taken off there by Elise O'Connell, but Page was able to get it back. Get it across the timeline now. Page has the top of the key. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Page gives out to Tobin at the right elbow. Tobin gives out to Sorensen at the top of the key, who shoots, and it's good, just inside for 2 points. Rebecca Sorensen with the big 2 points for the Presidents. We're tied at 51.
Yeah, we talked early in the half about how cold the Presidents were. Look for them to warm up, just doing the simple probability.
Nicole Sullivan went for the steal there, and Gorham went up for the shot, but it's no good. Rebounded by Kozlowski. She now has it and gives it off to Page. So O'Sullivan lucked out there, went for the steal, and could have given up 2 points, but shot was no good. All right, Page has it, gives it off to Tobin on the right elbow. Looking Kozlowski, can't get it to her. Sorensen now has it at the foul line, and looked like got tipped. Looked like Shauna Kelly tipped it. Tied at 51, just over 3 minutes now. Rebecca Gorham goes in for the layup, and no good. And rebounded by Page. Up the court now to Sorensen, and just a little bit too far was the pass.
Oh, great job by Katie Peters. Katie outran everybody, got down there, and then as she saw that the ball was going to go out of bounds, she let it go. So great hustle by Caitlin Peters.
Did a nice job to block Sorensen from getting to the ball, and as you said, just let it go out of bounds. All right, we're at 2:51, and we are tied at 51 now. And O'Sullivan knocked the ball out of bounds, and it'll be North ball on the sideline right in front of their own bench. All right, Sarah Gorham passes into her sister Rebecca. Rebecca has it, and into O'Connell, and O'Connell almost lost it, but gets it back. Shauna Kelly has it now, driving towards the middle. She's going to drive into the paint and take a shot, and it's good. Off balance, Shauna Kelly.
That's the second fairly spectacular shot hit by Kelly this half, a runner that went in, so good for her. Red Raiders have a 2-point lead. Doug McFarland got that timeout, and I think what Doug's doing here is he wants to try to set the defensive pressure here in this back and forth ebb and flow, get a little control over things. One of the things that in the first half was going on, Rebecca Gorham, the freshman, was the one who was kind of taking the shots early on in sequence and everything. And I know that a couple of times Coach McFarland noticed her taking the ball to the hole or whatever. So I'm sure he's talking to her and the others about slowing things down a little bit and sticking with their offensive patience. It's been very effective in this second half. And the Gorham girls are going to have a chance to lead the Red Raiders here. It's a shame to see Bridget Kyle over. You see her on the right of our screen with the ice pack on her up against her right temple. That's her mom sitting next to her. And I'm sure there's great disappointment here. The fact that Bridget's not going to be back into the game here. Really unfortunate and frustrating for Bridget Kyle, I'm sure.
All right, Elise O'Connell has 4 fouls. Rebecca Gorham has 3 fouls. And Kelly Barden, who's on the bench right now, but she also has 3 fouls. For the Presidents, Ashley Scott has 4, and Sorensen has 4. Sorensen's on the floor right now, and so isn't Scott. All right, Scott passes it in. 53-51 now. Red Raiders on top with 2:26 left here in the game. Page has it, setting up the offense over to Sorensen. Looking for O'Sullivan, and they can't get it to her. 15 on the shot clock. Page has it. Again, they're trying to get it into the paint, but they can't do so. Sorensen has it, gives it onto O'Sullivan. Turnaround jumper off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Sorensen, who goes up with it and can't get a shot in.
I'll tell you, that sequence, that was great defense by Elise O'Connell. She kept stepping up in the passing lane and getting her body there so that Sorensen could not get open. Great job.
All right, Gorham has it, passed out to her sister, and it looks like Rebecca's down the floor, and it looks like she might have gotten hit in the eyes. She's going to her right eye there, and we have a foul down the other end.
I think she's okay. She's clearly, I misspoke. It was O'Sullivan they were denying. They were looking inside for O'Sullivan, and Elise O'Connell just doing a phenomenal job of stepping up and taking away the passing lane. That time in transition, Presidents ended up getting the ball. They're going to get the ball under. We'll see how they do on this inbound play with 1:44 to go.
They do cross screens, and they try to get to O'Sullivan. It's knocked out of bounds there by Gorham. She's still looking at that eye.
Yeah,
might be a little blurry
eye
right now. 5 team fouls for the Red Raiders, 4 for the Presidents. All right, again, they're in a box, and they run vertical screens this time, and all the way up to the top of the key to Page. Over to Sorensen, and looked like she got fouled, but no call. And
that was tipped by Gorham. Nice defense by the freshman. Made a big play there.
look at Ashley Scott got the rebound. Thought she had an easy 2 points, but it got tipped, as you said, and it was North Quincy ball after that. All right, Gorham has it on the baseline. Gives it off to his sister, right underneath down to Elise O'Connell, who goes up and no good. And looks like she's going to have a foul. And Elise O'Connell, that looks like it might be her 5th foul.
Yeah, that time Elise O'Connell got too low. She was down below the block. And so when she turned to shoot, she was shooting from behind the backboard. Couldn't convert. Rebecca Gorham's over in front of us. She just said, I saw her speaking to Brittany Tobin there, and she said, I can't see out of my right eye. So I beg your pardon, that's Megan Tobin, I'm sorry. But she just said, I can't see out of my right eye. So Rebecca Gorham still working on her eye, trying to get her vision back. You see her at the bottom of our screen.
All right, President's trying to pass it in, and they do. First time it was knocked out of bounds by Gorham. 1:10 now left here in the game. Page brings it up for the Presidents. Tobin now has it on the left side. Off to Sorensen, and she couldn't go anywhere. Gives it off to Page. And Page turns around, gets down to O'Sullivan, turns around, and no good. Front rimmed at that time, didn't have enough energy on that one.
Rebound by Barden. Kelly Barden's back in. We'll see if she can continue her run here in this second half.
Barden checked in when O'Connell fouled out. Red Raiders have it, 40 seconds. Red Raiders up by 2. Barden in the paint, turnaround jumper blocked by O'Sullivan.
That was an interesting non-call. Quincy fans looking for either a jump ball or a travel there, and it's hard to disagree.
All right, rebounded there. Shot was by Shauna Kelly, no good. Rebounded by O'Sullivan. 20 seconds left. Crowd's getting ready and rowdy here. I shouldn't say rowdy. Tobin for 3, no good. Rebounded by O'Sullivan, who goes up for 2, and it's good.
O'Sullivan for 2.
All right, Red Raiders taking their time. They didn't realize how much time was left on the clock. 2 seconds on the clock, 1, and they're not going to get a shot off.
Yeah, that's a shame. The Red Raiders had 10 seconds and they didn't get a shot off. I don't understand that one. But down the other end, the Presidents with a huge hoop there with 10 seconds to go off the rebound. Tell you got to give Megan Tobin great credit. She was out there on the wing looking at the clock. Only a freshman, John. She had the ball in the Quincy-North Quincy game. Wasn't afraid to take the shot. Came up short. The rebound by O'Sullivan, and she puts it in to tie the game, and we are going into overtime. It's going to be a 4-minute overtime period.
It looked like after the basket, when the Red Raiders inbounded it, they didn't realize how much time was on the clock. As you said, there was only 10 seconds left, and they started slowly bringing it up. By the time they realized that there was 4 seconds left, they pushed it up real quick, and they couldn't get a shot off before time expired. And we are going to, as you said, a 4-minute overtime session here. Past couple of games have been exciting. As we mentioned at the top of the game, Quincy on Monday, Valentine's Day, They won, and a last-second shot by Jessica Page as the clock expired. She hit a two-pointer and won it for them, 53-51.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not keeping track of timeouts here, and we probably should. North must have been out of timeouts, because when you see your players confused like that, yeah, you know, I would presume the coach would have called a timeout. But in that instance, Shauna Kelly just lost track of the clock, bringing the ball up. They ended up trying to get a shot, but didn't get a good one. So we'll see what happens in overtime. You have to give a little bit of an edge to the Red Raiders in light of the beleaguered state of the Presidents here. They've the 5 players who are out there really get ground down in the final 10 minutes. We talked about Jeff Brett substituting in the first half, but he didn't have that luxury in the second half. So we got some tired players out here. I think North, due to the fact they have greater numbers and a couple more seniors on the floor, going to have a little bit of an edge here as we go the final 4 minutes. But we'll see how the Presidents handle it on their home court.
All right, O'Sullivan and Barding will take the tip, and it's won by O'Sullivan, and she's able to tip it directly to Sorensen. Tied at 53, now in overtime. Presidents have it, and it's going to be a traveling violation on the freshman for Quincy, Megan Tobin.
Yeah, Megan traveled there, but I'll tell you, I still give her great credit. There was no hesitation there at the end of the game taking that 20-footer.
Yeah, she had the wide open shot, and she decided to take it. All right, North Quincy was trying to inbound it. Shauna Kelly threw it over the head of Rebecca Gorham. So it'll now be President's ball, and they're going to have it on the Red Raiders side of the court.
Yeah, it was not touched by anyone, so they get to inbound the ball where the ball was originally thrown in.
Scott will inbound it for the Presidents. She skips it over to Sorensen. Sorensen gets it over to O'Sullivan. Trying to drive baseline, can't. Sorensen now has it back out to Tobin. On the other side now to Scott. Gets it in now to O'Sullivan for turnaround jumper, and no good. Rebounded by Sorensen, who goes right up with it, and no foul.
Yeah, nice D there by Kelly. Just had her arms straight up. That's why there was no call there. Here's Barden.
All right, Barden drives in. It's no good. Front rimmed it, and it's rebounded by O'Sullivan.
Both teams coming out a little hesitant here in the start of overtime. Natural nervousness.
All right, Page passes down into the corner to Scott. Gives it back up now to Tobin. Tobin finds O'Sullivan on the top of the paint, and she decides to give it off. Back over to Tobin now. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sorensen has it. She's going to drive into the paint. Goes for the layup, and no good. So each
Kelly
team,
the rebound, yeah. Norse had tremendous defensive rebounding tonight. Done a great job of keeping Quincy at one shot.
All right, Gorham had a nice wide open look and decided to take the shot. No good. Rebounded by Kelly, and she gets fouled. And it looks like it might be on O'Sullivan. We'll double check that.
Shauna Kelly playing very, very determined ball the last 3 or 4 minutes. She's made a couple of nice plays. She's had a couple of unfortunate turnovers, but she's really played well defensively and been very gritty on the boards. That hard work paid off here. She gets to the line.
First shot is good by Shauna Kelly.
Number 25, Nicole O'Sullivan, her second.
All right, Shauna's second shot, and it's good. So North takes a 2-point lead here, 55-53. North putting a little pressure on the ball, and Page now has it, brings it up. 2:35 left here in the overtime period. Page looking for someone, gives it off to Scott. Scott gives it off to Tobin, and Tobin now back up to top of the key to Sorensen. Page has it, drives in, and takes a shot, and no good, and rebounded by Barden.
Nice box out by Kelly that time. Barden clearing the boards. She's had 5 rebounds in the second half. Done a great job on the boards, Kelly Barden.
All right, top of the key is Rebecca Gorham. She's going to drive in, being defended by Sorensen. Sorensen's going to get the rebound. 2 minutes now left here in the overtime. Sorensen's going to drive up. Gives it off to Scott. Scott bounce passes it into O'Sullivan. Turnaround jumper. It's good.
Tough shot by O'Sullivan. Tell you, there's no secrets here in overtime. The President offense is going to O'Sullivan. That time she delivered. We're tied at 55.
All right, it looks like we're going to have a foul on Jessica Page,
Foul on number 30,
putting just a little bit too
Jessica
much pressure at the
Page.
top of the key there, and Page will get called for the foul. That's her third.
That is her third.
I'll tell you can catch a shot in the camera there in the rear right around the exit there. It's just absolutely jammed with people. The gym is really filled up, John.
All right, ball will be inbounded right in front of Jim and I. Gorham passes it into Kelly. Shauna Kelly now has it at the top of the key, finds Gorham underneath. Gorham with a little hook shot, and it's good.
Nice cut by Sarah Gorham. Got the layup. Here's Katie Peters. Oh, tough call there. The official on the back side of the play made that call. And Caitlin Peters does not agree with it at all. Sorensen's going to go to the line here as the Red Raiders picked up their 7th foul. So foul shooting could be a factor here.
At the
We
line,
talked
she's in the front end of a 1-on-1, Rebecca Sorensen.
We talked earlier when she was at the line about O'Sullivan.
All right, first one is missed, so that's it for the one-on-one play. So Sorensen misses the first.
O'Sullivan 6 for 8 from the line, but otherwise the Presidents have been fairly mediocre. Here's Gorham taking to the hoop again.
And we're going to have a jump ball. Nice defense there by Sorensen to step in at the last second. Gorham had a wide open look at the hoop, and Sorensen was able to step in and put a little pressure on the ball. Ball went down the floor, and we have a jump ball, and it will be Red Raiders ball now.
Rebecca's going to go out. Lauren Stilley comes in for her. Here comes another layup off the inbounds. This is the 8th.
Quincy foul on number 25.
All right, O'Sullivan picks up the foul. That's her third.
That's the team's
Jessica
seventh.
Page has 3, and Sorensen and Scott both have 4. For the Red Raiders foul trouble, Elise O'Connell's already fouled out, and with 3 fouls is Kelly Barden and Rebecca Gorham. All right, first one is no good for Barden.
Yeah, Barden's getting 2 because she was in the act of shooting, but that foul put the Red Raiders into the 1-on-1 as well. That was the Quincy President's 7th foul, 7th team foul.
1:16 left here in overtime. Barden's second shot is good.
We get a minute.
So North will go up by 3 by a score of 58-55.
58-55 Red Raiders.
North's coming out with their pressure. They're staying in the man-to-man defense. And one of the things they've been doing, Sarah Gorham has been doubling up on the ball. We'll see if she does that when it inbounds. No, she stays with her man.
All right, Sorensen brings it up. Quincy trails by 3. And they're going to double team O'Sullivan there, and it works. She can't get a shot off, and North
what
takes
a
it
play
away.
by Gorham.
1 minute left. Stilley has it across court now. As you mentioned, Jim, they might double team on the inbound, but they decide to wait for O'Sullivan to get the ball down in the paint. That's when they double teamed her, and North gets the takeaway.
Yeah, there's no secret what the Presidents are doing offensively. As you said, they're getting the ball into O'Sullivan, and that time North doubled down, came up with a steal. Big play by Sarah Gorham.
All right, 4 seconds on the shot clock, and North took a shot. They was trying to waste some time there and bring down the clock. 30 seconds now left in the overtime. O'Sullivan has it. Again, she's double teamed, and we're going to have a foul called, and it looks like it might be on Barden.
Oh, they got Gorham for that one.
Foul on number 25 is Sarah Gorham.
All right, so 58-55. We're in a 1-on-1 situation, and timeout called by North Quincy. When we come back to action, O'Sullivan will go to the line for a 1-on-1.
Yeah, nice little decision by either Coach McFarland or Sarah herself, doubling down on the ball there. As we said, Quincy coming into the overtime, they're a little outgunned in terms of options due to the injury to Kyle and the fact they're a little undermanned. And they've made no secret about the fact they're banging the ball into O'Sullivan. So North with a nice reaction to that. They've been doubling down. That last time they actually tripled the ball. So they're doing what they can here to stop O'Sullivan. That time they ended up sending her to the line. I mentioned she's 6 for 8 from the line. 2 for 2 in the first half, 4 for 6 in the second half. So we'll see if that effective foul shooting continues. Really something, John, how these games, when they're played out, They're just going at it. The girls have been going at it for 35 minutes and 33 seconds now. They've just been really taking it to each other. And we got 3-point difference. People continue to pour into the gymnasium. The place is going to be packed.
All right, so we come back. 27 seconds left in the overtime period. We got here. Nicole Sullivan hit a nice turnaround jumper in the paint with 10 seconds left to tie the game for the Presidents. The Red Raiders couldn't get a shot off, so we're in overtime now. And in the overtime period, North has scored all the points. Excuse me. First one is missed by O'Sullivan and rebounded by Ashley Scott. Get back to the recap in a second there. Scott puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Paige. She goes up and she gets fouled. So Paige will go to the line for 2.
I'll tell you, Paige only has 2 points in this second half after having a huge second half. But what a phenomenal rebound. Great play by Paige, and let's see if she can't convert the foul shots. She'll be shooting 2, not 1 and 1 here.
On Kelly Barton.
All right, that's Barton's 4th foul. Paige hits the first.
Rebecca
All right, coming in the game's Rebecca Gorham and Stilley. Lauren Stilley's going to check out.
Lauren Stilley.
58-56, 20 seconds left. Paige at the line for her second. And she hits it.
6 them both. Great job by Paige.
All right, Quincy full court pressure, and they're going to foul. You see, they're going to foul Katie Peters. We'll see who they give the foul to. In the air, it was Rebecca Sorensen, and if they call that on her, that could be it for her. And
foul on number 20.
actually, they're going to give it to Tobin.
That's her first.
Yeah, the key here is North Quincy's now got 9, so the next foul they commit, the Quincy girl will be able to shoot 2 shots. It won't be a 1 and 1. Quincy still has 1 more foul to waste, 1 more 1 and 1, so that could be a factor here in overtime.
Peters first is no good, rebounded by Ashley Scott, and she gets fouled. So she's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Just like you said that, Jim, the next foul, Quincy will get 2 shots.
Foul on number 24, Rebecca Gorham.
The freshman. That's the type of mistake. It's a mental error. No time goes off the clock, and Quincy's going to get 2 shots here. Ashley Scott's going to get 2 foul shots. She can put Quincy back in the lead. The good news is North still has 17 seconds to do something, but we'll see how Scott does with 2.
Scott's first is no good.
You ready for double overtime, John?
Certainly would be exciting. All right, Scott's second is in and out, no good. Rebounded by North, and Quincy's going to have to foul, and they can't yet. Nice job by North to avoid the foul.
Yeah, well, also a nice job by North of getting the ball to Sarah Gorham,
Foul on
the stud senior. Gorham's going to be shooting 1 and 1. We'll see how she does. These are big foul shots here. Well, this is a big foul shot. See how Sarah reacts to the pressure. This is a huge thrill for a senior. Here she is in the Quincy High gym, her senior year.
1-on-1 for Gorham. And she misses it. Rebounded by O'Sullivan. They're going to need to push the ball. 5 seconds left. Paige has it over to Ashley Scott. Into O'Sullivan. She's going to put up a shot quickly. And no good.
Oh, at the buzzer!
The final score.
A tough turnaround. O'Sullivan got the shot she wanted. It hit the front rim, back of the rim, and rolled out. What a ball game, John, and what a finish in overtime. A great win for the Red Raiders, a tough loss for the Lady Presidents, but what a great ball game. Super ball game.
Yeah, it certainly was. As we mentioned, O'Sullivan hit the 2-point to put the game into overtime with 10 seconds left in regulation. And where'd the ball end up at the end of the game? Again, in O'Sullivan's hand. She got a shot off and hit everywhere but the bottom of the net, Jim.
Yeah, that's tough. As we said, there's nothing like being a senior in this game. And that time she had the look.
Folks, please stay off the court.
And it just wouldn't drop for Nicole O'Sullivan, who had a phenomenal game. She really played well, start to finish, and should have no problem with the fact that she took that final shot and it just didn't
And
drop
at this
for
time,
her.
ladies
You
and
know?
gentlemen, please rise and welcome in.
All right, so great game here at the Quincy High School Gymnasium, and the Red Raiders come out on top. I feel like I'm screaming here with our PA announcer
yeah,
right
this
next
is
to us,
tough.
Jim. But we're gonna take a break, and we'll come back for the next game after this. The final here from the gymnasium. The Red Raiders win by 1 with a final score of 58-57. We'll be back after this for the boys game.